What if I told you that everything you've been told about aging after 50 is quietly stealing your confidence? Stay with me for a moment, because this is where things get real. Most men hit 45, 50, 55, and they start noticing changes. Energy drops, stamina fades, performance becomes inconsistent, and almost everyone tells them the same thing. It's just age. I'm Dr. Chloe Anderson, and this is Real Talk Bedroom. And I'm going to challenge that belief right now, because what's happening inside your body is not what you think. It's not that your body is shutting down. It's that your body is becoming inactive in the areas that matter most. And when that happens, everything starts to decline. Let me show you something most men never hear explained properly. Your performance, in every sense, is built on three systems working together: blood flow, muscle activation, nerve signaling. If even one of these starts to weaken, things don't feel the same anymore. Now here's the problem. Modern life is perfectly designed to break all three. You sit for hours, your hips tighten, your glutes stop firing, your core weakens, and slowly, your body disconnects from itself. Not dramatically, quietly. You don't notice it in one day, but over months, years, you start feeling different, less responsive, less powerful, less in control. And this is where most men make a critical mistake. They look for pills, shortcuts, quick fixes, but the issue isn't chemical first, it's mechanical. And mechanical problems require mechanical solutions. So today, I'm going to walk you through something that looks simple on the surface, but when done correctly, can completely change how your body performs. Not in theory, in reality. Let's start with something I call the blood flow switch, because if your circulation isn't strong, nothing else matters. This is where the glute bridge comes in. And I know it sounds basic, but most men completely underestimate it. When you sit all day, your glutes essentially go offline. They stop activating properly. And when that happens, blood flow to your pelvic region drops significantly. So when you lie down, bend your knees, press through your heels, and lift your hips. You're not just doing an exercise. You're reactivating a system that's been asleep for years. But here's the key. The hold at the top, that 2-second squeeze, that's where the magic happens. That's what forces blood into the exact region most men are trying to improve. Rush it, and you lose everything. Control it, and you wake your body back up. Now, once that system is activated, you build on it. This is where most men get it wrong. They jump straight into intensity, without building capacity first, and that's why they don't see results. So the next step is endurance, the horse stance. And I know this one burns, but that's exactly the point. Because when you hold that position, your muscles are under constant tension, and that tension does something powerful. It increases local blood pressure and stimulates nitric oxide production. The same mechanism your body uses for proper circulation and responsiveness, but there's another layer here most people miss: your breathing. If you're tense, holding your breath, forcing it, you're working against yourself. But when you slow your breathing, you activate your parasympathetic system. That's your rest and perform state, the exact state your body needs to function properly. Now here's where things shift, because what I'm about to show you is something most men either avoid or never do correctly: the deep squat. Not a half squat, not a rushed squat, a deep squat. This is one of the most powerful full body signals you can send to your brain, because when you go deep, you recruit everything: glutes, hamstrings, core, pelvic floor, all at once. And your brain interprets that as a high-demand situation. And what does it do? It responds hormonally. Testosterone, growth hormone, activation, but only if you do it properly. Depth matters. Control matters. The pause at the bottom matters, because that's where the signal is strongest. Now, once you've activated and built strength, you need flow. This is where walking lunges come in. And this one is overlooked constantly. Your inner thighs, your adductors, are directly connected to your pelvic circulation, but most men never train them properly. So when you take long, controlled steps, lower slowly, and push through with intention, you're doing more than moving forward. You're pumping blood through a network most men ignore completely. Think of it like opening channels that have been slowly closing for years. Now, everything we've done so far leads to this final piece. And this is where everything connects. Because without this, you don't get full control. The dead bug. Yeah, the name doesn't sound impressive, but this is where the real transformation happens. Because your performance isn't just about muscles, it's about nerve communication. Your body relies on a deep nerve network to coordinate everything. And when your core is weak, that system becomes inefficient. Signals get weaker, control decreases, responsiveness drops. But when you lie on your back, press your lower back into the floor, and move slowly with control, you're reactivating that connection. You're teaching your body to communicate again. And that changes everything. Now, here's the part most men miss completely. It's not just about doing these exercises, it's about doing them in the right order. Because each one builds on the previous. You don't start with intensity, you build toward it. So the sequence matters. You wake the system up, you build endurance, you trigger strength, you drive circulation, and then you lock in control. That's how you create real change, not randomly, but intentionally. And the best part? This doesn't take hours, it takes about 10 minutes. But those 10 minutes, done consistently, can completely shift how your body feels, how it performs, how it responds. Now, let me ask you something honestly. How many of these have you been skipping? Or worse, how many have you never done at all? Because most men don't fail from lack of effort. They fail from lack of direction. And now you have it. So here's what I want you to do. Don't overthink it. Don't wait for the perfect time. Start tomorrow. 10 minutes. That's it. And stick with it. Because consistency will beat intensity every single time. Now, if you want more real, no-nonsense strategies to improve your performance, your confidence, and your control, make sure you subscribe to Real Talk Bedroom and drop a comment below. Tell me which of these exercises you've been ignoring, because I read them, and I use them to decide what we tackle next. And if you know someone who needs this, send it to them, because most men are struggling silently, and they don't have to. I'll see you in the next one.